What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Misplayed Magic, the only Magic the Gathering YouTube channel doing giveaways based on how I draft. You'll see up on the screen here, if I get 0 wins in today's draft, I'm giving away a collector or booster pack of Final Fantasy, all the way down to if I get 7 wins, I'm giving away a draft to one of you. All you have to do is like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below on how you think I did. And we are not going to be spinning the challenge wheel today. I've been drafting like a maniac, like a legit psychopath. I took a bunch of Cactuars in the last video and a bunch of cards that I knew were bad. Today we're just going to try and win. We've been kind of stuck in platinum. I want to rise out of that. I'm going to show you guys how I strategically draft. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Alright, jumping into this first pack, it's a pretty decent pack. Summon GF Cerberus is not good. I will say Quistis Trape is pretty solid. I don't know if it's first pickable good. I do like Torgal, a Fine Hound, quite a bit. I just like playing green. I like creatures that ramp my mana and can maybe even put counters onto humans. So I like the Torgal, Fine Hound. I like it a lot. I realize it's not that fantastic. It is good, though. Combat Tutorial is really good. Just card draw effect. Suplex is a solid removal spell. Can hit some of those artifacts as well. Gubu Gardener is okay. I just think Torgal Fine Hound's a little bit better. So I'm really behind the between the Quistis Trape, the Combat Tutorial, the Torgal, and the Suplex. I'm going to be a little bit weird here, and I'm going to take the Torgal. I just like this card a lot. I think I enjoy being in green a decent amount. Up into our next pack, we are definitely taking the Balam Garden Seed Academy. It feels really nice that this card is a land. Helps us helps us fix our mana, but then also can just turn into a 5/4 that draws you a card and attacks. So I think we're more than happy picking that up. I will say, you do have to tap it to do this, so it doesn't enter as a 5/4, so you're kind of taking a turn off, so it doesn't feel that fantastic, but I still think this card is really, really strong. This pack is actually a pretty weak one. Paladin's Arms is okay, Crossroads Village is decent, but all of the uncommons are bad. The commons are okay, but really big pack. Very excited to see a Balam Garden Seed Academy there. All right, moving on into our Pack 1 Pick 3. I don't really want to take a duplicate Torgal of Fine Hound this early. I think when you have legendaries that are 2-drops, it can get kind of dicey. Fire Magic could be good, but I think Summon Shiva is really strong. I think Blue-Green is definitely a strong archetype, and one that we're happy kind of, inching our way into. I think Combat Tutorial is also really good, so is the Gubu Gardener, but Summon Shiva, I think, is just a little bit above the rest there. Hopping on now into our 4th selection, I do think not super passionate about Delivery Moogle based on our start. I think we're looking to be like a blue-green control deck, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick a Gubu Gardener here. I could see the case being made for a town selection there as well, but I think I like that decently enough for us here. Now moving on into our 5th selection. It's a little bit tricky. I think it's probably an Ultimecia. I can see ourselves moving into a black, blue, green deck. I think the upside on this card is just a little bit above the rest. None of the other cards in this pack are good. So I'm going to take the Ultimecia here. I think we might be fixing for black, maybe blue, green, splash black, but just taking the most powerful card here I think makes the most sense for us. Moving on now into our 6th selection. I am going to really try and prioritize fixing here, especially because the Balam Garden becomes cheaper the more towns you have. I think taking a Crossroads Village here makes the most sense for us. Moving on now into our 7th pick, I'm pretty excited to see a Summon Fat Chocobo. I love this card. I think it's really fun. It makes it to our entire board can attack, so we do have an eye out for. We've got a lot of expensive cards. We want some cheaper ones after this, but give me Summon Fat Chocobo. Sign me up. Moving on now into our 8th selection. Trying to read the signals. Airship Crash is okay. It's decent. Ice Flan can be decent, just helping us go and get those lands that we need. I don't really think that the other cards in here are all that strong. Like maybe it's a Shinra Reinforcements and we move into black a little bit. I think I'm just going to take an Ice Flan. I think I like it a little bit more. Shinra Reinforcements doesn't really do all that much. Here we will take an Adventures in just because the other cards in this pack are not strong. And it is a town that can work nicely with the Balam Garden Seed Academy, but I think playing 3 colors and an Adventures in doesn't make a whole lot of sense, so probably won't make its way into our final deck. Moving on into this next selection. Here we'll take a Shinra Reinforcements. I mean, it's the best card, but these are all very, very low-ranked commons and uncommons in 17 lands. Here, I actually am stoked. Give me another Gubu Gardener. Why not? I think we want to be ramping our mana into our more powerful cards, so having a couple of Gubu Gardeners is fine by me. Here we'll take an Adventurer's Airship. All those cards are not good. Although Random Encounter did absolutely house me in the last episode. All right, moving on into our pack 2. Pick 1. That is a Summon Primal Odin.
Oh my god.
This card is good. This card is good. It's really, really strong. It just comes in as a removal spell, then puts some pressure on your opponent. In worst case, you get to draw 2 cards with it, so it replaces itself as well. This card's a house. I think we are going to be ending up playing 3 colors here. I think we've got the power for it, and hopefully we'll get the land fixing for it as well. Going to really, really prioritize land fixing because the power level in our deck is already there. So I'm going to take the Summon Primal Odin. Very, very excited about that. Other considerations, the Sephiroth's Intervention is decent. UFO's okay if we have a bunch of towns, but Summon Primal Odin is fantastic. I've not gotten to play with that card yet, so very excited to try it out here. Now moving on to our second selection, I do think we need to make land fixing of the essence, of the absolute essence. I would probably take a Omeg Pixie in a normal draft where we don't have all these colors we want to play, but I'm going to take a Town Greeter here as a really, really solid 2-drop, one that's going to help us fix our mana. Moving on to our third selection here, I do think we take an Overkill. I think this card is super, super strong, really premium removal spell. We've already got 1 Torgal. I could see the arguments be made for another one being really good. But we're going to go with an Overkill here as a really, really premium removal spell as we move into this 3-color deck. Now, I do think we'll just take a Sephiroth's Intervention. So maybe we move into a black-green deck where we're maybe splashing for some blue cards, but even then, we don't have to splash for those blue cards. Hopping on into our 5th pack, I do think we probably take the land here. I do like the Dark Knight's Greatsword quite a bit, but I think that the land is a little bit stronger, and I don't know why I took this land. When the starting town is looking me right in the face, I'm going to take the starting town. I think that card is really, really strong. Will help us to fix for any color we need. All right, moving on into our next selection here. We could go with an Undercity Dire if we're moving into more of a black-green deck. We could also just take a Bard's Bow as a decent enough equipment, or we could just take a Heck-Dize. I think that we might win by the game going long, so I can see a case be made for any one of those cards. Gospel Greens is also decent. I'm going to go with the Heck-Dize here and then move into sort of a black-green deck, maybe splashing blue, and we don't really have to splash blue if we don't want to. Up and on to our 7th pick, I do think Ice Magic is a strong interactive spell. We've got 2 removal spells and a Summon Primal Odin, so that is good. We could also take a Summon Anima, but I don't think we want to be adding that card into our deck. I'm going to take an Ice Magic just for the upside here that we're playing all 3 of the colors. Hopping on out into our 8th pick, it's either a Combat Tutorial or a Heck-Dize. Interesting. I think it's a Combat Tutorial. I think I want to just maybe play straight 3 colors here. We're going to kind of throw mana to the wayside, but I think we've got the start to make it happen here. Now we'll take a Gaius Van Baelsar. This card can be really strong situationally. It also can fall kind of flat, so not entirely sure we're going to be playing that here. But now into our 10th selection. I do like the Phantom Train. I don't think we're doing the sacrifice thing here. I guess the Lionheart is fine. I'm going to take in another Ice Flan just for the potential to go get lands. Moving on to our 11th pick, I'm going to take a Vincent's Limit Break. I like this card fine. Magic Damper is okay, but on the splash is probably not going to be it. Here, I guess we'll take a Blitzball Shot to our sideboard instead of the Airship. We'll take a Lunatic Pandora. I mean, there are worse cards to exist. And we certainly are sitting at a good amount of playables here. All right, moving on now into our Pack 3, pick number 1. There are some good cards for us. I think it's probably just the Vanille. I think it's really strong. We have cards that if we bring back are going to be kind of insane. So we're going to take the Vanille here as a really solid 4-drop creature over something like a Heck-Dize or a Town Greeter. I think that card is going to be really strong for us, and we're definitely playing green. All right. Here's the question. We have to take it, right? We have to take the Fang Fearless Lasai. And the potential that we can play our Vanille as well. We're not missing much here. I will say Precious Wanderings is the smart pick. If you were drafting strategically, take Precious Wanderings. There's a lot of colors you're trying to play here, but we're going to take the Fang. And we're going to try and make the Fang and the Vanille work at least once today, and we can try and transform that into a beast. Literally, a beast avatar. And we'll see if we can't try and make that work here. Hopping now into our third selection. Interesting. Tifa's Limit Break is interesting. I don't think it's going to be good in our deck. We could take another Ultimecia, or we could just take something like a Balamti Rexar. I will say Resentful Revelation, Dreams of Laguna, and Stuck in Summoner Sanctum are good as well. Our lands are okay. They're a little bit chaotic here. I think we're going to be a black and green deck, maybe splashing blue. So I'm going to take the Resentful Revelation over the blue cards here. Hopping on now into our fourth pick, I do think we need to prioritize the Precious Wanderings. I think we have enough that we want to play here that it's going to be really essential for us to fix our mana. Moving on now into our fifth pick, we could take another Summon Shiva, which would be really interesting. Or we could just take a Balamti Rexar, which I think is good. Get some life back, good top end. I think we want to play that over another Summon Shiva. Just the double blue is making me nervous in the Summon Shiva here. It's really a close pick for me.
The hardest choices require the strongest wills.
Let's go crazy. I'm taking the Summon Shiva. I'm doing it. We're going to play Greedy today. I'm going to take another Precious Wanderings for that reason that we are playing Greedy today. Here, very excited to see another Crossroads Village. All right, the mana base is certainly getting there. Now we'll pick up a Geisel Greens. I don't think it's going to make its way into our final deck, but I could see it. Really excited to see another Town Greeter there. So we definitely have the upside. Here we'll take Iridia's Return, although I don't think it's going to make its way into our final deck. Wow, a lot of good stuff wheeling back to us. I think we probably now take the Balamti Rexar over another Ultimecia. I think two Ultimecias on the splash is probably not our wisest decision. We are doing two Summon Shivas though, so you know we're playing crazy here. Hilgigas is fine, and we've got a fun looking deck here today. Looks very, very strong. Alright, so here is the deck we're rocking with today. We're going straight three colors. I thought about cutting the Combat Tutorial and the Ice Magic, but we're going for maximum power here. We'll worry about the mana later. I think this deck looks really strong in theory. Double Summon Shiva is fun, and hey, if we do the Fang and the Vinel thing, it would be epic. So hopefully we can do that once, but the odds are not in our favor. Let's go ahead and jump into it, see if we can get some wins today. All right, hopping into this first one, it does look pretty good. I think we're more than happy keeping this. What's nice is we can go Town Greeter into the Vanille, which we're milling 6 cards. Maybe we can find a good permanent. I am going to go ahead and play this tapped as an island, so that next turn we can play our Torgal, or maybe our Town Greeter is what we want to play first. I think I'm going to go with the Torgal first, just to... Interesting, another tap land. I'm going to go with the Torgal first just to get our mana is in a good of a place as it can be. I will say this Toneberry is going to be super annoying. Super annoying. Gaius Van Baelsar is interesting if we want to just get rid of their Toneberry. I guess we could get it back with the Vanille, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Huh. Do we want to do that? It's really interesting. We could also just go Crossroads Village and play like a Town Greeter here. This would also enter as a 4/3, which is not bad. I think I'm going to stick to the plan here, and we're going to play out the Crossroads Village as our second blue source, and we're just going to play out the Town Greeter and then attack with our Torgal, the Fine Hound. It also makes our Town Greeter into a 2/2, and I think one of the best ways to beat the Toneberry is to race it. So here, now we can go get the Summon Shiva, which is fantastic with the lands that we've got with our Vanille next turn. So very excited with the sequencing we chose to take there. Even if they get rid of our Torgal, our Vanille is still going to be good next turn. Yeah, spending 3 mana for that does not feel fantastic. I think here they're probably going to attack us because it loses the Death Touch and First Strike when it's not their turn. So it becomes actually not the greatest blocker in the world. Yeah, I think we're fine taking the 2 here, and we are going to attempt to race the Town Greeter. I guess we could also go another Town Greeter here, but I think that's a little greedy. I'm going to start by just attacking, and then we're going to play out the Vanille and go get our Summon Shiva, which is going to be pretty strong. I guess we could also take the Summon Fat Chocobo, but I think the Summon Shiva is a little bit stronger just for tapping down. They're already kind of limited board here. Summon Primal Garuda is pretty good. Pretty good. Not bad. I assume they'll want to attack us here. Yeah, we're not going to be blocking that. Interesting. Hectize is not a bad draw. I do think we're just going to tap down their Summon Primal Garuda here. And then we are going to attack with our Vanilla and get as aggressive as we can. They are going to go to attack with a 3-1, but then we can play a Town Greeter into a Hectize or a Town Greeter into a Gaius Van Baelsar, which is pretty good. The Toneberry is annoying, though, but I think we're doing a good job of racing our opponent as it currently stands. Side quest on the mark is quite good. Quite good. Interesting. It is decision time now. I think we're supposed to go Town Greeter into Hectize, and then the Van Baelsar is better when they have something they actually want to keep alive. Here we're very excited to take the Balam Seed Garden, and then we will play our Hectize. So a little bit of a misstep there by not playing this out, by playing a land before, because I forgot this was in our library, which is not fantastic, but also not the end of the world here. Looks like we're making them have a tough decision here by discarding a card. Hopefully it's not more removal spells in their hand. It is a Go-Go Master of Mimicry. It was not on my bingo card. We are going to attack and pass there. And then there's Summon Primal Garuda is going to die, so we might Gaius Van Baelsar next turn and lose our Hectize, and they'll have to sacrifice one of their creatures, so I like the spot we're in a decent amount here. Ninja's Blades can be good, especially with the Toneberry. So they're going to get to draw a card and discard a card if they equip that here. We'll see what they discard. They could discard something that was worth some mana and actually ping us for some life here. I think now we're probably supposed to play the Gaius Van Baelsar and... so we lost 3 and get rid of their Toneberry. I think that just makes the most sense for us. They've got 1 mana left. They're not going to be using it. Oh my gosh, we could do the thing. It could happen right now. Okay, so everybody stay calm. Wow. When does this do this? At the beginning of your first main phase, if you own both, you can pay that much. So I'm going to start by playing this tapped. We're going to go to combat. We're going to attack everywhere. I'd be surprised if they blocked. And then we're just going to play the Gaius Van Baelsar, and we're going to make them sacrifice their Totemerry, because it's uncomfortable to block that card. We come down to 5. We will lose our Hectize, so each player sacrifices a creature token. A non-token creature is what we want. We will sacrifice our Hectize, and you will sacrifice your Toneberry, and then we can block the hero here if they equip the Ninja's Blades. Midgar City of Mako is interesting. I assume they're going to sacrifice their treasure here and draw 2 cards. Yeah, it's not bad. They are going to play it out as a tap land. I'd be surprised if they equipped and attacked here. I think because they can discard a potentially a 6 mana card there, we kind of have to. They are going to get their treasure, which is decent. And then here, I do think we just start by attacking. And then we play our Fang. I realize it's probably smarter to flip the Balam Garden because it's a flyer, but this is too much fun not to do. I really want to try to do this. I assume they're going to have some sort of removal effect here. I don't want to play our lands out in case we draw something. We can flip the Balam Garden and play something. Let us do the thing. Let us just do the thing once. Just one time. I've never seen it done on Arena. So, you know, they're going to kill our thing, aren't they? Let us do the thing. Vincent Valentine is good, so I assume they're going to kill something, and then they'll be able to flip that. Yeah, that's good. 3 mana removal spell hurts a lot here. Or 4 mana. Here's the thing. What is this? What does this even turn into? This doesn't have trample. Oh, it does have trample. I think we're supposed to not do this, and we're supposed to just play the summon Shiva and try and win. Because I think they have a removal spell, so they'll remove that. This will get a bunch of counters. Actually, we should, because when it dies, we destroy target permanent. Yeah, okay, we should just do the thing. Let's do the thing! And then we'll go to combat. We'll attack with our 7/6. And we get there! I was overthinking that, but we get there with Ragnarok Divine Deliverance. And we are victorious in game 1. Very exciting. Didn't think we get to make that happen today. Very, very cool to see. Alright, hopping into this next one. Our opponent goes first, but boy, do I like this hand. We've got the Town Greeter into the Vanilla again, which is a really strong combo. Even with the Resentful Revelation as well, we can kind of stagger how we play those. So, really excited about this opening hand. It is a little bit slow, but I think we'll be okay. Opponent's got an Undercity Dire Rat, which is good. We're going to play our Town Greeter. I do want to have an eye out for the double blue and double black cards that we have, but we mill a Forest, which is certainly something. Looking at cards to get back, we could try and get back the Fang and do the thing with the Vanilla again. I mean, that would be hilarious. Maybe we'll try. I think we're okay taking 2 here. Ice Flan is interesting. Very interesting. I think we're supposed to Resentful Revelation. We'll see what we pick here. If we get like a tap land, I think that would be fine. Yeah, like I think a Crossroads Village makes some sense here. Well, it might actually be a Crossroads Village and we name a swamp so that we can play our Summon Primal Odin because we have the ability to cycle the Ice Flan eventually. So I'm going to do that. I guess it doesn't super matter what I did here. And we're going to play that out and call it a Black Source. So that eventually our Summon Primal Odin can get played. We are not attacking. Oh, I guess we should have attacked. That's a point of damage. I was not thinking clearly. I thought that they had an untapped Dire Rat. If it comes down to a point of damage, I'm sorry to those watching at home. I will remember. I think we're fine taking the 2 here. Alright, they do not have anything for us, which is mildly concerning. I think they're going to have a removal spell here, and they want us to play something that's really good. So I'm going to start by attacking with our 1/1. It's just hanging out. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the Vanille here, and we're going to go and get the Ultimecia. I assume they're going to kill the Vanille, but I want to play the card that gives us the most value when it enters so that when they do kill it, we still will have something left over from that exchange. And we are going to get the, I think Ultimecia is a little stronger than the Fang, although the Fang is the fun thing. I'm pretty positive they're going to kill our Vanille, and I'm trying to win here. So we're going to take the Ultimecia. Maybe they don't have any removal. But I just assume if they haven't played a removal spell, they're in black-green, and they have 4 mana up, odds are they don't have a ton of 6 mana cards in their hand. So they are going to cycle a Marlborough, which is fine. Maybe they didn't have a removal spell. Maybe we should have gotten the Fang. Only time will tell. I still think we made a fine decision. Another Undercity Dire Rat is fine. I'm not super afraid of that at the moment. They're not going to be attacking us. Interesting. They are slowing down. I do think now we should just play the Ultimecia. We'll go Surveil and try and find another island. Yeah, I assume they did have a removal effect in hand. Either way, we're still getting a Surveil 2 here. Yep, Vane's Treachery. I kind of assumed they had that, and they just didn't want to use it on the Vanille, which is probably smart. Prisha's Wanderings or Town Greeter. Do we really care about either of those? Honestly, no. I don't think we do. I think we've got enough things to do with our mana in the next couple of turns that we're not super focused on you know, using the turn to go fix our lands. We've got 6 lands. We can play some cards. Our opponent is taking a turn to slow down a little bit, playing a Resentful Revelation. So we are going to look to get a little bit aggressive here. I do think just playing the Primal Odin next turn and then attacking is going to put a lot of pressure on our opponent, especially because we can almost play the Summon Shiva. Oh yeah, we can next turn because we'll cycle and then we can play a land and do it. Alright, will they attack us with their Undercity Dire Rat? They will not. They play a Final Days for 2. Looks like it will be for 3 the next time they do it. So here I do think we start to get a little bit aggressive. I think we're supposed to. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to play a Summon Primal Odin. We're going to take out their Undercity Dire Rat and we're going to start attacking just to make our opponent a little bit uncomfortable here. We did make their Final Days a little bit better there. But next turn we've got to where we can play the Summon Shiva, or we can just play an Ice Fawn if we draw an island. But I think this is going to put the maximum pressure on our opponent here. Also, if we don't kill them with the Summon Primal Odin, that's also just fine. We have a lot of good cards in our hand still. Golbez is quite good. Sephiroth's Intervention also super solid. So our opponent has done a good job kind of bouncing back here. We'll go down to 11, which is scary because the Golbez is kind of a house. I do think now we just play the starting town tapped so that we can play our Summon Shiva and our Balam T Rexar. And we just play, sorry, and the Ice Fawn. And then we'll just play out our Balam T Rexar. It gets us some life back, and then it can attack next turn. But we are going to be in a little bit of an uncomfortable situation with that Golbez on the battlefield. I assume now they'll just do their Final Days for 4, which is good. Namazu Trader is decent. I'm a little bit surprised that they didn't want to play the Final Days there. I think that's a little bit stronger. Wow, Sephiroth's Intervention is quite good there. Quite good. That is kind of insane. So I think we play out the Summon Shiva here. I'm going to autopay. We're going to lose a life, which is not ideal. But it's okay. And then we're going to tap down their Golbez. Just because it's kind of a scary attacker. And then we are going to attack with our Balam T Rexar here. Looks like they are going to triple block, which is good for us. We're going to take out the Trader and one of the tokens. And then I am just going to play out our Torgal, a Fine Hound. We are going to lose some life here. I'm not, you know, it's not great. But we do have the Sephiroth's Intervention in hand that we can kill that next turn. Oh, I hit in turn. Why am I playing so fast? Oh, why am I playing so fast? We should have played out the Torgal, a Fine Hound, which might really matter.
Wow, I'm so smart!
Oh, it's so silly. So silly. I was just trying to click through quickly, and we do not get to get the Torgal, a Fine Hound on the battlefield, which matters. I also missed a point of damage earlier in this game, which might come back to matter as well. Their Final Days is going to be good. I assume that's what they're going to do here, and then we'll kill the Golbez. Yeah, they are just going to Final Days again, which I think we're okay with. There is like some thought to be had behind tapping down their token, attacking everywhere. But I think we have to just kill the Golbez here. I mean, I still think we are going to tap down their token for what it's worth. And then I am going to Sephiroth's Intervention, the Golbez here. They're going to have us both mill a card. Hopefully it's not 2 creatures. It was another Summon Shiva, which is so good. So we'll go down to 9. We go back up to 11, though. We will play a land. I do think we want to attack with our Vanille here. And then we'll play out our Torgal, a Fine Hound. And then this way they can't really attack us super well because our Summon Shiva is going to draw cards based on how many tapped creatures they have. So I don't think they can really attack us. I will say not playing the Torgal didn't really cost us. Interesting. They did not want a Sephiroth's Intervention, but they took another card which we can only assume must have been really solid. So we are going to draw a card here off the Summon Shiva, which is good. It is a Balam Garden Seed Academy, which is quite interesting. I do think we play that. And then I guess we'll just play our Ice Flan. We'll tap down one of their 2/2s, and then I do think we'll just attack like this. We're trying to stay a little bit aggressive here. But we have the Balam Garden next turn, which is going to be solid. And we can still play our Precious Wanderings here. But the mystery card is probably quite good. Yep, so we're going to trade like so. I guess we could keep one of these alive with our Precious Wanderings. Is that worth it? Probably. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to keep the Torgal of Fine Hound alive. Just knocking out one of their tokens, I think puts us in a decent spot. And then next turn we'll do the Seed Academy thing and maybe Resentful Revelation. We do have 8 cards in our library, which we need to be looking out for here. Squall is quite good, so they're going to attack us for 4. I don't particularly think we want to trade. That is not fantastic. Gubu Gardener is interesting, so I do think that we just flip our Squall here. Sorry, our Balam Garden. And then we will play out a Gubu Gardener. And then I don't feel like we're attacking. And we'll try and win in these last couple of cards in our deck. We've got 7 left. They've got 13 left. So I do think we're okay blocking with our Torgal here. And trading with one of their tokens. I mean, the goal is we Balam Garden kill them until the game is over. It is really, really slippery, though, with how many cards we have. So I'm going to play a Gubu Gardener. We're going to crew it. And we are going to attack with the Balam Garden. We'll draw a card, which we are close to losing. And we will just take out another one of their tokens. Which is nice. And then hopefully we can just hold on here. We've got 5 cards left. It's going to be tight. Ahriman is great. I don't know if we have another removal effect. Ice Magic is gone. Overkill's gone. Sephiroth's Intervention is gone. Uh-oh. This might be it. Okay, so we draw a land, which is not ideal. I do think we're supposed to continue attacking like so. So I'm going to attack with the Balam Garden and the Ice Flan here, just to put maximum pressure on our opponent. It's not great, but it's all we've got. Summon Fat Chocobo is a good draw. A really good draw. One I wish I knew we had a second ago. I forgot about that card. I mean, look, it's hard to know exactly what cards are in your draft deck. I assume they're going to block like this. Ooh, I'm surprised they blocked like that. Oh, I guess they'll sacrifice the Undercity Diorat. Still, that doesn't feel great to me. And then we can play our Summon Fat Chocobo, and it won't be so bad. So we'll get to draw a card here, which is good. I would imagine they're going to sacrifice their treasure as well to draw another card, which is good. Nicely done. And then I am going to play out the Summon Fat Chocobo, and should we do our land as well? I mean, probably because we have the Resentful Revelation in hand. I really wish I knew what the other cards in our deck were. We've got 2 Summon Shivas there, 2 Rexars there. We've got the Ice Flan out. We don't have much in the library here. Hectize is fine. Oh, Albert Salvagers is so good. So good. Oh, redraw another land. I think we might literally have only lands left in our deck. So, oh, Albert Salvagers is so solid. Yeah, so as it stands right now, we would get them close to dead, but not quite dead. So I think all we can do is attack with the Summon Fat Chocobo in the Ice Fawn. It's really all we can do. I think we're going to get decked out here, unfortunately. Have we drawn the Summon Primal Odin? Side note? Oh, yeah, we did. Oh, boy. This is a tough one. They still have uncomfortable blocks. Okay. So we get them down to 4. They get us down to 4. I'm intrigued by that blocking decision to kill their Hectize. Because now we have trample on our creatures. We actually have a chance here. So we have to block this. They have a land. Oh my gosh! We did it! We won! Our opponent fumbled! Okay, we take those! Wow, a really weird, a really long game, and we get completely bailed at the end there, and we end up taking that W. Oh my gosh, I don't know why they did that, but we're 2-0! 2-0 on the day. Alright, our opponent goes first here. This hand is rough. We have to mulligan that. It's just not quite there. This one is certainly playable. I think I like a Town Greeter a little bit more than Apprecia's Wanderings. Just by a hair. So I'm going to take it and put the Apprecia's Wanderings back and keep the Town Greeter. But this is not bad. I think we'll play our Crossroads Village out as a swamp, which is totally fine. And then we'll go and get some lands with the Town Greeter. What's up is we have double blue, double green, and double black. So kind of have to get all of those X's checked off here. Saz's Chocobo is good. Not sure. Oh, I guess they played a island first. Yeah, that'll do it. Another world map is interesting. Our opponent is playing the land game. I will say, I kind of want to play the Hectize now. I guess the Hectize will be better next turn, but they're going to go get lands with these. I'm going to play the Hectize right now and make them discard a card. I think they probably have action in their hand. I'd be surprised if they didn't. And we're going to actually pull an island. Okay. I'm not sure what our opponent's opening hand was, but it looks like a lot of lands and a Saz's Chocobo, which is kind of cool, I guess. Alright, even more lands. I will say that was kind of the idea, was that the Hectize would come in after they'd already gotten a bunch of lands, so they just discard a land. But, interesting start here for Emo the Mighty. A bunch of lands and a dream. They're going to make a 1-2, which will hit us. We will not block that. Ultimecia is good. Good draw. So here we're going to mill. We're going to hopefully just get a land here. I don't even want to be picky. Any land works. I think we'll take a... starting town enters tapped. Oh, that's fine, because next turn we can't play the Ultimecia anyways. Yeah, that's fine, so we'll take that. And then we are attacking, I guess, with our Hectize, because we're not going to be blocking the Saz's Chocobo here. They do have another land in hand. We will take 2. Oh, we also get the life gain on the Town Greeter, which I always forget about. So here we'll just play a tapped town, and... I mean, we're going to attack with our 2 1/1s and pass. Then we can go Ultimecia or Summon Fat Chocobo into Balam T Rexar, which feels pretty decent. Okay. Our opponent is continuing to play lands on a Saz's Chocobo. I assume that means they have a counter or a removal spell here. I'm going to go with the Summon Fat Chocobo just to see what's going on over there. I would rather them counter this than the Ultimecia, and if they kill it, we still get a 2/2 bird out of it, which feels okay. They do have a counter spell. Fantastic. Wonderful. Fun times all around. So now I think we'll probably Ultimecia next turn. Sahagan's decent. There, Sazachogo is turning into a bit of a menace here. I do think now we just try and do the Ultimecia. Okay, it does resolve, so we get to surveil a little bit here. Ooh, I think we want both of these. So next turn, we're probably just going to play our T-Rexar. So I'll actually take the Balam Garden, and then we'll draw the Overkill, which is not bad at all. And we're going to get to where our graveyard's going to actually have some cards in it. Chocobo Kick is pretty solid. So I get to play a land again. Their Saz's Chocobo turns into a 5/6, which is not ideal. Do we chump block it? No, I don't think so. We're going to get some life back with the T-Rexar. This is all going according to plan, and then we'll overkill it the turn after. If they can kill our T-Rexar or counter our T-Rexar, it's going to be sad. They really drew another counterspell? No, they didn't. They didn't. Okay, wonderful. Wonderful. We are not attacking. We're going to hold up. Weird game of Magic happening here. But I think us being able to get the overkill next turn is going to prove to be pretty solid. So here I do think we chump. Especially because the Sahagan can pop up for lethal in a variety of weird ways. So we're just going to chump with our Town Greeter. And then we are just going to try and overkill these Saz's Chocobo. Kind of want to see what they do first. Okay, I mean, that gets through. I think we're supposed to attack with the T-Rexar here. I assume they have something in their hand, and not just a billion lands, but you never know. Sometimes you really do just draw every single land out of your deck. Lot Coal is interesting. So some lifelink and some Death Touch for our T-Rexar is decent. I do think now I think we just do our Balam Garden and pass. And play this a little bit defensively. I assumed they would attack us with the Lot Coal. So what do they get to do? They get to draw a card and discard a card. I think we're fine taking 2 here and letting them draw a card and discard a card. It doesn't feel fantastic, but next turn we can swing with the T-Rexar and a Balam Garden, which will feel decent. Lunatic Pandora is great, so you can get rid of our Balam Garden, unfortunately. Yeah, I assume they'll just do that now, which is tough. Oh, we draw another land too, which is not what we were looking for. I'm intrigued to see what they're going to kill here. I think there's a chance they kill I'm going to crew. I'm going to crew and see what happens. I assume they're going to kill it. What's weird is I do actually think that we want to attack with our T-Rexar here. I say that. They'll get so much value off their Lot Coal. So we'll get them down to 5. They'll go up to 7. I'm going to attack with the T-Rexar. I am. It's very risky, but I'm going to do it anyways. They'll get some life back with the Lot Coal. They'll get to hit us with the Sahagan, but I think we just have to put some amount of pressure on our opponent here. Otherwise, it is not going to go well for us. Ooh, Memories Returning is quite good. Quite good. So we'll go down to 4. They've got a couple summon Fat Chocobos, which is really good. Ugh. This was maybe a poor decision. I think they did just draw that, though. So, like, they're drawing well. We're drawing lands. But Memories Returning is quite strong. Wow, they have another Memories Returning. That's kind of insane. Are we supposed to take that? I think we're supposed to take the Summon Fat Chocobo here, but I think our odds of winning this game have gone down dramatically. So we'll take the Summon Fat Chocobo. And here we'll take the other Memories Returning. Doesn't feel fantastic. I'm surprised they're playing out a land there. I guess they want to play the Torgal and the side quest Raise a Chocobo here. We're losing to some weird action. I'm not going to lie. We have some draws that would be good. Really just anything but a land here. Town Greeter is really bad. really quite bad. Quite a bad draw. I guess if we get a town, we get some life back, but either way, this feels brutal, and we don't hit a land. I guess we just did. We were due. I think we have 13 lands out of a possible 17 already. So, I mean, we're just dead here. We are super, super dead here. They have all the cards in the world. Okay, let's get out of here. We go down in this one. Unfortunately, we could not quite get there with our top end. Our opponent had some good draws to get him out of it. And we are now 2-1 on the day. All right, hopping into this next one. Our opponent goes first. We've got a slow start here. A really slow start. Do we think that we're going to draw any action? They took a mulligan. If we draw any cheap action, we're fine. And our top end is so good. So we're going to keep this. Against our better judgment, we're going to keep it. And hopefully them going down to 6 means they don't have a perfect start against us. Torgal, great draw. Okay, so we're going to call out an island here. We're going to call out blue. Next turn, we'll play our Torgal, and then we'll play our Precious Wanderings the turn after that. They're going to cycle for a T-Rexar for a forest. So, okay, everything is totally fine. I'm going to play the Torgal to find Hound here. And then next turn, we can play out our Precious Wanderings and ramp into some kind of crazy stuff, actually. They have a Gubu Gardener, which is decent enough. I do think now we will just go... So I'm going to attack. And if they block us, we're going to play our Precious Wanderings. If they don't block us, we're still going to play our Precious Wanderings. I'm going to go and get... Ooh, that's interesting. It goes on the battlefield. Yeah, let's get the Balam Garden so that we can play the Summon Shiva next turn. We'll get our opponent down to 17. But now we can play the Summon Shiva, which is pretty strong. We can tap down whenever they play here. And then, right, the Shoot Buff is not good. Not very good. Yep. I mean, we'll take a couple here. So I do think now we are interested in... Do we just go Town Breeder, Gubu Gardener, and then we can summon Primal Odin, and then we can summon Shiva? Yeah, we do. That's just really strong. So I'm going to go with the Town Breeder here. We're going to go and try and get another land so we can play our summon Primal Odin next turn. We do get a Swamp, which is fantastic news. We're going to play that out. And then I do think I'm more interested in playing a Gubu Gardener here, continuing to hold our Heck Dice. And then the goal is that... Oh, we can still play the Heck Dice too. Oh, I forgot we had that much mana. Yeah, this was definitely the best we could have done here. And the goal is next turn, we'll play down the Summon Primal Odin, and then we'll summon Shiva the turn after that, so we can try and hit them for lethal with a 5/3. Ooh, that's a tough discard. That means they probably have good cards in their hand, though. They have a Precious Wanderings, which is good. So they're ramping into something here. They will also make their Gubu Gardener into a 4/6, which is certainly something. So now we are just going to slam the Summon Primal Odin. And then we're going to attack everywhere, which feels pretty good. And then we are just going to swing out. We'll get our opponent down to 10, and then we can tap down whatever they play next turn, but it's looking like it is not gonna be good for our opponent. It looks like they had a pretty tough draw out here. Bard's Bow is interesting. Do they have a Chocobo kick? They can get rid of our Summon Primal Odin. That would be interesting. They do! Very nice. Very well done. We still are going to tap it down and probably just kill them that way. We also can just do this and kill it. What's the best? I guess the Summon Shiva online is probably a little bit better. And then we are just going to attack everywhere. And I assume this will do it. We're going to make their creature into a 4/4. But we've got the Gaius Van Baelsar in hand, and yeah, I mean, we are chilling here. All right, we get there again. We're still back. We're 3-1. We bounce back after a weird one. We are right back on schedule to get that trophy today. All right, hopping into this next one. We get to go first. I think we're definitely keeping this. We're going to play one of the Crossroads Village tapped as a island. We might do the second one for the Gaius Van Baelsar, but we also do have the Torgal that can help us cast that early. So we're going to start by playing that as a blue source just because we don't have one in hand. And then we'll probably play the other one as a black source. Magic Infantry is super solid. I do think now we're interested in playing the Torgal of Fine Hound, just because next turn we can play the Gaius Van Baelsar. I think that feels pretty strong. Our opponent is going to attack us with a 1/1 here. So here's what we know. They have the card You're Not Alone in their hand. We will take 1. Are they playing a 1-lander? No, they're not. Okay, they're not that crazy. Monk's Fist is good. Yeah, so here I think playing the Van Baelsar makes a lot of sense. They're going to have to sacrifice their 2/1. And it enters as a 4/3, which is actually pretty strong on this board. So each opponent sacrifices a creature token of their choice. And they'll have to get rid of their Monk's Fist hero. And then we can go double Town Greeter next turn. We're close to being able to play the Summon Fat Chocobo if we get an untapped land. So lots of possibilities here. I think double Greeter is actually pretty strong. Squall Leonhardt is decent, so it makes their equipments cheaper to cast. I do think now we start by playing 1 Town Greeter. We'll see what we get. I'm hopeful we can get the Balam Garden. I think we also will take a Forest. I think an untapped land makes some sense here, so we will take that. And then I think we just play out our other Town Greeter, and we try and get our Balam Garden Seed Academy this way. Summon Primal. Oh no! We just milled so many good cards. Oh no! All of those would have been such good draws. And now they're just stuck in our graveyard. So all we have is a vanilla to get them out. I'm going to attack with you guys, Van Baelsar here. If they want to double block, I think that's fine by me. Yikes. That was not fantastic what we just milled. But the vanilla will be good if we can draw it. Galacat is decent. It's a 3/3, which is not bad. Alright, they have nothing else for us here. I do think we are now interested in just attacking with our Gaius Van Baelsar. So I'm going to do that. If they want to trade with their Galacat, that's fine by me. I think it's actually going to get kind of uncomfortable for us to try and block that. Oh, I forgot they had the You're Not Alone in hand!
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Oh, why am I playing this way? Why am I doing this? Oh, that was so dumb. So we'll play a Summon Fat Chocobo, but that was a really, really bad forgetting. We knew they had that in hand. It was so obvious, and we completely spaced, which is tough. Which is really tough. Sephiroth is great. Yikes. Yikes. I assume they're going to sacrifice their Monk's Fist. Oh, it's only creature. Oh, man. That was not good. That was not my best. Yeah, they're just going to start attacking with their Galacat, which is pretty strong. Combat Tutorial is interesting. I think we'll start by just playing that on our Summon Fat Chocobo to make it a little bit harder to block. Oh, a couple lands, couple lands. Yikes. Doesn't feel great. Does not feel fantastic. Okay. Let's go blue. Doesn't matter. We have all the lands we could ever want. I am sad. I'm sad that we milled all of our good cards. The Town Greeters did us dirty. Not what we were looking for. They still don't have great blocks on the Summon Fat Chocobo. We could take out one of their good things if they want to block like that. So I'm slightly encouraged, but they are at 22 health because I forgot they had this card in their hand, which is tough. They are just going to take it. We'll play out our Gubu Gardener here. And then we have stacks on stacks of lands in our hand. Ooh, Sephiroth's Intervention is quite nice. So we're going to play out a Forest. We are going to attack with our Summon Fat Chocobo here. And then we'll see how they block. They do have a lot of mana up as well, which is a little uncomfortable. But us being able to get rid of their Sephiroth or their Galacat actually feels decent here. I think I'm more inclined to just get rid of the Galacat right now. Oh, Ambrosia Whiteheart is so good. So good. It was either that or the White Protection spell. They could have had literally two cards that helped them in that situation. They had one in their hand, which is quite unfortunate.
You're exactly right, and you get a point.
Oh.
Quite unfortunate. And we are selling a little bit here. Yeah, we're just out of gas, and we milled all of our good cards, which is a bad thing to do. I guess we do have another summon, summon Shiva. Vanille would be a great draw, so we do have some things that can get us out of this. But us losing the summon Fat Chocobo is going to be sad. Black Mage's Rod is decent. Geocat's great. I'm surprised they're not attacking us. I guess we would just put a Town Greeter and a Bird under the problem. Ultimecia is kind of insane. So we're going to play that. We're going to get to Surveil too, which is great. It also enters as a 5/6. Vanille is fantastic. Oh my goodness. We have life. So, whoa, this is insane. So we still can't really attack. Can't attack at all. But we can go double turn next turn. We also can play the Vanille and go get the Fang, which would be kind of insane. Ultimecia, you've done some great work for us here. Oh, Vane's Treachery is really great. So they sacrifice a token and our Ultimecia dies. So if they kill 2 more things, the Sephiroth is going to transform and become a wagon. So we don't get to do the double turning thing, which is unfortunate. I was very excited about that. I was even thinking about how we were going to do it. We'd have had to pay 8. Which would have been very fun. They're going to equip their Galacat. So I think we have to get the Summon Primal Odin here. Our other issue is their Sephiroth is just going to kill us. So we're going to play the Vanille. And then the issue is, if we kill this, they just need a couple more things to die. So, like, do we want to just tap it down? Is that insane? No, I think we're supposed to summon Primal Odin and kill it. And make them see that they have to attack to do that. So we're going to play the summon Primal Odin here. And we are going to take out their Galacat. They are going to gain a life, we lose a life. So we're down to 5. But we were super dead a second ago. Now we're not completely and totally dead. We're not going to be attacking. If they can see that with the Sephiroth, they can get us really close to dead, they might do that. But the Summon Primal Odin is offering some pressure now for us. Aerith Rescue Mission is kind of nuts. We'll see how they attack us here, but we're pretty much just dead. Yeah. I mean, they can do this where they just have lethal. Yeah, no, we're just dead anyway you slice it. Oh, that's tough. That is real tough. Yeah, we're super dead. Sephiroth is good. Maybe we should have taken that instead of the Galacat, but we just run a little bit out of steam here, and we go down. Unfortunately, we're now 3-2 on the day. We'll look to bounce back in this next one. All right, our opponent goes first in this one. I do think we keep this. We can play the Balam Garden first into a Torgal, and we can play a Van Baelsar on 3 again, which is decent. Eventually into a Summon Shiva if they don't kill our Torgal. So hopefully they don't, and we can have a decent start here. All right, so we are going to play the Balam Garden first. It enters tapped. And then we'll play our Torgal, a Fine Hound, which should be okay. Lunatic Pandora is fine by me. Please don't kill my Fine Hound. Samurai's Katana is pretty strong. I will say we can Gaius Van Baelsar that next turn. And we can get rid of their creature token, which is pretty good. So I think we just do that. It'll enter as a 4/3 as well, which is pretty strong. Each player sacrifices a creature token of their choice. So pretty good curve out for us. Cannot complain too much on the draw here. And then we've got a couple ways to go get lands. I feel like we might just use those next turn. Hopefully we can draw an untap land here. But if not, you know, it's also going to be okay. Oh, we do go untap land, which is huge. I think we go for the Summon Shiva here. I actually might just attack with the Gaius Van Baelsar and offer a trade. If they want to trade, that's fine by me. And then I'm actually going to play out the Ultimecia to help us smooth out our draws a little bit better. So they're going to take 4 here. And then we've still got the Ultimecia, which can block their Magitech armor a little bit better. Because it's going to enter as a 5/6. So that was my logic there. I think we're fine taking lands on the top. Ooh, another Summon Shiva is too interesting to not pass up on. So we are going to pick that here. And hopefully they don't kill our Torgalifine Hound. I assume they'd rather kill the Ultimecia now than a Torgal. They don't know how important the Torgal is to us. Yep, so they're going to stuck in Summoner's Sanctum that, which is good. I assume they're going to whack us for 4 here. But then we can go double Summon Shiva, which is kind of insane. Feels pretty broken to me. They have more action. I wonder if they're thinking about surveilling. We're just going to play the Summon Shiva here. If they had a counterspell, I would have been floored. But now it makes it to where they can't crew super effectively. We get them down to 12. Eventually we might do that, just not anytime soon. Yep, so they are just going to surveil here. Grahatia is interesting. I doubt they're going to crew and attack us here because they would lose their Magitech armor. And what's crazy is we now have two Summon Shivas, which feels busted. Let's tap a Grahatia and put a stun counter on it. And then I do think we just play our other Summon Shiva, which feels insane. This is why we took 2. And then we'll just attack for 8. And I think this will do it. I could be wrong, but this seems like is good enough for us to get the W here. Fate of the Suncrest is not good enough. All right. Yep, we'll draw some cards. And we get through again! Alright, we're ripping through. I have confidence. This deck can trophy. Just bear with me. Only 3 more wins. Alright, hopping into this next one. Our opponent goes first. I do think this hand is fine. Like, if we ramp into stuff, we ramp into stuff. We just hope that we're not going to draw a ton of lands here. I think Summon Shiva is a totally fine draw for us. So we'll take blue as the first color we're looking for. And then I'm intrigued to play out our Gubu Gardener and then a Precious Wanderers. Then hopefully our Summon Shiva a little bit early. Our opponent is using their turn to go and get a Plains, which is good for us. So now I do think we'll just play the Gubu Gardener. Gives us one more chance to draw a land, see what we draw. I will say we have another Town Greeter, so I'm not horribly worried about us not getting the colors we need to. I do think now we probably just Precious Wanderings so that we can play the Summon Shiva next turn. So I'm going to attack. And we're going to Precious Wanderings and go get a Forest. I say that. We're going to get the Balam Garden Seed Academy, which I always forget you can do with that card, which is fantastic. So our opponent goes down to 18, and then next turn we can play the Summon Shiva, which is perfect. No! Summon Propagaruda is so good! We cannot play our Summon Shiva. Dang it. Dang it, dang it. I guess we still can. Never mind, we are still back. We're playing the Summon Shiva. Okay. I was just assuming we wouldn't draw a land. So they're going to do some damage to us with their Dwarven Castle Guard here, which is good. But we've got a removal spell, some more ways to go get more lands, and eventually a Balam Garden, which is pretty decent. Interesting. I do think now we will tap and stun their Dwarven Castle Guard. And we are going to bait them into giving the Summon Fat Chocobo the +1/+0 and flying. And we're going to overkill that. So here I'm just going to play out a I'm just going to play out a Gubu Gardener. It's going to help us do the Balam Garden Seed Academy. And then I don't really want to risk it. I definitely want to be overkilling the Summon Fat Chocobo on their turn. So we're just going to attack with our Summon Shiva. If they double block, that seems really fine by me. So we're going to take out the Summon Fat Chocobo and take out their 2/2. That seems good. That seems good. We've still got Devil Town Greeter and a Balam Garden, so hopefully that's good for us here. And we'll draw a card with the Summon Shiva as it currently stands, and they won't get to attack us. Another Summon Fat Chocobo is good. Maybe that's why they did it. They said, we have another one. Alright, so we do draw a Fang, which is great. So I'm going to go Fang into Town Greeter. And then we will get to draw a card if we get a land, which we barely do, which is great. So we draw another Swamp, which is alright. Is this once per turn? It is once per turn. So let's not do that again. And we will hold off. Chocobo Racetrack is annoying. It is actually pretty solid here for our opponent. So they're making a ton of birds. I think we're okay. Gosh, 7 is kind of a lot. I think we have to take it, though, and then we will just have to play out our Balam T-Rexar next turn to get some life back and have a decent blocker out there. So now I do think we just go with the T-Rexar. We'll gain some life. And then I am going to Town Greeter again and try and draw another card. We have to get a little bit careful to not mill ourselves, but we will take an island there. Combat Tutorial is decent enough. And then, do we attack with the Fang? I think we do. I think we're supposed to. We got to start putting some pressure on our opponent. Yeah, I think we're supposed to. Because they're going to start spitting out armies of 2/2s. Who will also have trample. If they have a removal spell for our Balam T-Rexar, we're in a heap of trouble here. Oh no, they're looking at it. Oh no! That's so bad. Oh, they should attack everywhere. Please don't attack everywhere. Please just attack like this. Okay, great. So I think we take 4. Because their Summon Fat Choco was going to die next turn anyways. And we want to keep our board relatively clean. Interesting. So they have 2 action cards in their hand, which is good. I do think we're supposed to get the Balam Garden online. So I am going to do that. And then we will just Resentful Revelation as well. Doesn't feel fantastic, but it's kind of all we can do here. And then we'll try and just hold up for a second. Very excited to take a Summon Shiva here. I will say we're down to 10 cards in our library, so we will have to be weary of that. But I don't think we're attacking. I think we're trying to block here because all their creatures are going to have trample. Another Summon Fat Chocobo is strong. Is quite strong. I will say they can't really attack us here. Unless they attack like a maniac, which would be cool, I guess. Okay, so we can... Interesting. Ice Fawn is not so bad either. So we've got 9 lands to play with. I guess we could go Ice Fawn into Combat Tutorial. Is probably right. Yeah, let's do that. And then we will just put the Combat Tutorial on the Gubu Gardener. I say that. Are we going to deck ourselves if we do that? If we draw 2 cards. Oh, it's going to be close. But I think it's strong enough to warrant us doing it. So we're going to draw 2 cards. We're going to put a counter on the Gubu Gardener here. And then I am going to crew with one of our Town Greeters. We're going to draw another card like the psychopath that we are. And the goal now is we can ult Amicia, we can summon Primal Odin. And hopefully that's enough to get it done here. And we're trying to just keep holding them up. All their creatures are going to have trample, which is not bad. Another summon Fat Chocobo is good. So maybe our new plan is just try and kill them through the skies. Huh. I don't feel great about that. So we have 9 lands to play with. I think it's probably just a summon Shiva. And then we... Gosh, this is so tricky. I think we're supposed to do the Ultimecia thing and then double turn. Oh, it's so tricky. Let's start by attacking with the Belong Garden. And then we will just play the Ultimecia. We're going to Surveil too. I don't think we can really afford to put either of these in the graveyard, because if we do, we're probably going to end up decking ourselves. So I'm going to leave them both there. They are lands, but we have enough to do with our mana with the Ultimecia double turn and then the Primal Odin as well. But we're going to have our hands full here for sure. Another Chocobo Racetrack is strong. But hopefully we can get it done here with the, oh my gosh, there's so many things happening. Hopefully we can get it done here with the double Belong Garden. Okay. I'm assuming they don't have a removal spell here. I'm assuming. And so we're just going to play out the Summon Primal Odin. We're going to take out this Summon Fat Chocobo. We're going to crew. Oh no, I can't do the double turn. What have I done?
Why? 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 Why?
What have I done? We're going to crew the Town Greeter. It's still fine. Everything is totally fine. And we're going to attack with the Belong Garden. So they're down to 1. And then we are going to just... I think we're supposed to just Gaius Van Baelsar here because I fumbled and forgot we had the double turning. There's a lot happening on this board. Yeah, I think we just Gaius Van Baelsar here, and we have our opponent sacrifice a token. And hopefully this is enough here. I should have double turned and we was like a guaranteed win if we just like crude attacked. So if we lose here, I will take the bullet. That was my fault, but I think we're okay. Oh my gosh, I lied. If they have any tapped creatures, then we have to draw cards. Town Greeter is fine. Another Summon Fat Chocobo. I like the way our opponent is playing. This is sick. So if they attack everywhere, we have to block everywhere. Like this, so they don't have any tapped creatures. I think this does it. Yep. They are going to have a hero. But this should get the job done, I think. They have no cards in hand. We get there again! Alright, some really sloppy playing at the end there, but we end up getting it done. Everything is totally fine. There was a lot of variables there. I've been playing Magic for a while, and we get the job done. We're now 5-3 on the day. Just 2 more wins to a trophy. Alright, hopping into this next one, we get to go first. I do think we keep this. We've got Defang into the Town Greeter. I think we're actually going to wait to play the Town Greeter so we get that extra card off of it. I lied. We've got a Town Greeter we can play here, then we'll play the Fang, then we'll play another Town Greeter. Hopefully we don't mill anything too great. We will take a Belong Garden. It is fantastic. And then next one we'll play out our Fang. Scorpion Sentinel is pretty good at holding us up for a second tier. I do think now I should be responsible and play the right color land, and we'll play out our Fang Fearless Lasai. And then we're not attacking. And then next turn we can play out the Balam Garden and a Town Greeter. Interesting. So let's play the Town Greeter first. Hopefully we hit a land here. Alright, we do. I do think we'll take a... I guess it doesn't really matter. Let's take a forest then. We can draw a card as well, which is great. And then we should play a tap land. I'm going to play the Balam Garden. And we are not attacking. Next turn, I think we'll probably go Ultimecia first before we play the Summon Fat Chocobo. Cold Mountain Chocobo is okay. It's not fantastic. Kubu Gardener is interesting. I think now we owe it to ourselves to just play out the Ultimecia. We'll get our Surveil on, and we'll be able to get a little bit aggressive. I think we're happy with a Balam T-Rexar. Don't super need a land at this point in time. We also are going to be able to resolve this eventually. We have a lot of cards in our graveyard. Side quest card collection is an interesting one. Our opponent has a ton of lands and a ton of cards. They're going to have to discard 2 here. Discard a couple of lands. Alright, so now, what to do, what to do. I think we have to start by attacking with the Ultimecia. I'm going to play a land as our land for turn. We're going to attack with our Ultimecia. We're going to Surveil 2. I don't really want to Apprecia's Wanderings. I think we're more intrigued by an Ice Flan here. I think it's actually a pretty dang good draw. What do they have for 1 blue mana? I'm not sure, but I'm a little worried about it. I think we just play now the Balam T-Rexar. And then next turn we can play our Ice Flan and tap down whatever they play here. If they kill our thing, we can still go Gardener and Fat Chocobo next turn. So we've got options. Light of Judgment is quite strong. But we've still got an Ice Flan here, which is pretty decent. I am intrigued now to... I think we're going to tap down their Scorpion Sentinel so we can attack with the Fang and the Balam T-Rexar. I think that's going to be our strongest play here. And then eventually the Summon Fat Chocobo will give everything plus... Or we'll give everything Trample, which seems good. Alright, we got our opponent down to 8. And we'll see. Quistis Trape is quite strong. 3 mana removal spell. Oh no, we do have one! So they can get rid of our Balam T-Rexar here is quite strong. But we do get a land. We do get a card. I didn't think about that. Did not think about that. Because it left our graveyard. Summon Shiva is good. Is really good. So let's think through this. Yeah, I think we have to summon Shiva first. We will tap down their bird token, because we don't want them blocking with that. And then we'll just attack. Make things uncomfortable for our opponent here. And then I do think we just play out a Gubu Gardener. Gives us the access to the most mana next turn. We're still tapping down something. So hopefully we can punch through this last damage here, I believe. Emperor of Palamecia is good. So we are just going to tap that down. I guess we actually should probably tap down the Scorpion Sentinel. And then we're just going to go to combat. And we're going to swing almost everywhere. If they try and kill our Fang Fearless Lasai by casting a spell and putting a 1/1 counter on the Emperor of Palamecia, then we can Apprecia's Wanderings, still kill it. So that was kind of my logic there. I think we're actually going to Apprecia's Wanderings on the Ice Flan. Yeah, that makes our opponent's blocks really uncomfortable. Yeah, alright! We get there again, where all of a sudden we went from 2-2 maybe? Maybe we were 3-2? So now we're playing for a trophy. Hopefully this deck can get it done here in this last match. Alright, jumping into this last game. Remember, if I get 7 wins in today's draft, I'm giving away a draft to one of you. All you have to do is like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below. If you're still watching right now, I appreciate it. This is a long video, but hopefully I can get that win and give away a draft to one of you. Let's go ahead and jump into it. We're going first. I definitely think we're keeping this hand. We've got a Gardener into a Vanille into a Summon Fat Chocobo, so can't complain too much here. I'm going to go ahead and play the Starting Town. I thought that was the tap lane. It is not. We've not seen that early yet, but it is quite strong. Now we'll just go with a Gubu Gardener, and then next turn we'll probably... I don't really think we want to play the Vanille quite yet. I think we can get a little bit more value out of it. So I'm just going to go with a Prisha's Wanderings. So I'm just going to attack. We're going to Prisha's Wanderings while we've got the chance to, and we're going to go and get the Belong Garden. I think the value there is just strong enough to warrant us doing it, and we'll do 2 points of damage to our opponent here. And then next turn, we'll try and play the Summon Shiva. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully they don't kill our Gubu Gardener here. They are cycling an Ice Flawn, which is a great early sign for us. No way! Wait! I lied! They have a Sleep Magic! Untap land would be huge here. Untap land. It's an Ice Magic. Oh, that's so tough. That's so tough. Yikes. Having to go get an island and play Sleep Magic is so brutal. So we could play the Vanille, but it's so risky. I will say, I think we're supposed to and then get a land to play one of our other things and just keep as much pressure on our opponent as we can. Hopefully we mill something good here. Yeah, let's just go get a Swamp so we can play that out. And then next turn we can play out the Summon Shiva. Turn after we can have a couple removal spells. So certainly not out of it here, but that was a good play by our opponent. I was hoping to double Summon Shiva or double Summon Fat Chocobo, but we're not quite going to get to live that dream here. Alright, so they are going to attack us with this token. I think we're okay not blocking it just because we have the Ice Magic in hand. It's going to deal with that token pretty well. Dragoon's Wyvern is pretty strong, I will say. Magic Inventory is good as well, so our opponent is doing the thing across the table from us. I do think now we are supposed to just play out our Summon Fat Chocobo, and then next turn we're supposed to play the Summon Shiva. I think I like that sequencing a little bit better just because it gives us a good blocker out there. But our opponent has got a ton of cards in hand, so they're definitely not done yet. Memories Returning is quite good. They pulled... Oh my gosh, that's got to be the worst Memories Returning I've ever seen. They get a Monk's Fist out of it. We'll take their Crossroads Village, but that is brutal. Brutal Memories Returning. I will say they got some lands, so they can get close to doing it again, but that is as bad of a Memories Returning as you can have, really. That is tough. So now I do think we're supposed to go Town Greeter into Summon Shiva. If we don't hit a land, though, it's really quite bad. But we're going to hit a land. Yeah, we'll certainly hit at least one land here. Okay, we're fine. Everything's fine. Everything is totally fine. We're going to get that Swamp. We're going to play it out. And we're going to play a Summon Shiva. I'm going to tap down their... I think we're supposed to just tap down the Dragoon's Wyvern and put a stun counter on it. And then we are going to just start swinging out and trying to get a little bit aggressive here. We're still doing 4 points of damage through the trample here to our opponent. So I think I feel fine with this trade. And then we've got double removal spells still in hand plus a Summon Shiva. So it could certainly be worse for us here. Our opponent's got a ton of cards in hand. Sid is okay. Monk's Fist is also decent. So I think now we're going to attack with our... I think we tap down a... Oh, this is interesting. So we get rid of the Sid. Those turn into a 2-1 and a 1-1. Yeah, I think we're supposed to... I think we're actually probably supposed to tap down the Monk's Fist token. And then we are just going to attack with our Summon Shiva and our Summon Fat Chocobo here. We've got the trample, so we don't have to use the removal spell before combat. But yeah, I really like what we can do here by taking out their Sid and then also taking out their token. And it has trample, so our opponent is down to 3. And then I'm just going to hold up our Ice Magic. We also can flip our Balam Garden Seed Academy, which would be good. Paladin's Arms is decent. I do think we're okay taking 3 here from the Dragoon's Wyvern. We could also put it on the top or bottom of their library. I don't think that's that good here, because then we can attack with a Town Greeter. So I do think we're going to use the Ice Magic on the hero token, and we'll pay the ward. And then we're going to have a weird turn where we're going to be attacking with just a Town Greeter. Wow, another Summon Shiva is so good. So, so good. So I'm going to just play that. I think that's stronger than us having the Balam Garden Airborne here. If our opponent continues to play things, you know, kudos, hats off to them. They can play their Memories Returning again when they get to 9 mana, which is going to be decent. They do have at least 1 more land in hand, which is a good sign for us. But now they do have 8 mana, so like Memories Returning can certainly be a thing for them next turn. I think that they're interesting. Is this a spirit? No, it's elemental. It's elemental. Okay, so we tap down that. Wow, Summon Primal Odin is a stupid draw. Okay, return target creature card with mana value 4 or less. So they can just go get a Sid, and they can technically stay alive. So let's attack like this. What is happening? Did we win? We won! Let's go! We get the trophy! A crazy run today. This video is going to be like 2 hours long. It's going to make up for the last video that was like 30 minutes long where I lost to a random encounter. But we get the trophy here today. This deck was really good. I actually think our mana was fantastic. Balam Garden was fun. We almost decked ourselves a couple of times, but we managed to not do that. I would have maybe liked another removal spell or 2. I think just having the Overkill and the Intervention was a little bit light, but the Shiva was good, and the Primal one was great as well. So if you are still watching, please make sure you're subscribed and comment down below so I can reach out to one of you to get a free Magic the Gathering draft. Thank you all so much for watching. Until next time.